Hey Laura, how you doing today? Hey, first want to say thanks for taking time out earlier for talking with me about your company, kind of explaining to me how you guys operate. I really do appreciate that. I was putting this video together so Davey could get an opportunity to see exactly how our platform works. It's good to try to explain it, but it makes way more sense to put your eyes on it. And Davey, if you're not familiar with RoadSync, we're a payment processor specifically for the tow and repair industry. So we're very similar to like Clover and Square, except we only work in tow and repair. This is the only industry we work in. So we don't deal with barbershops and clothing stores. This is all we do. So it does give us the ability to better service you guys and what you deal with on a day-to-day basis. One thing our customers love about our platform is that we do have 3DS secure over all of our transactions. And if you're not familiar with that, if you've ever gone out of town or used your credit card online and you got a text or an email from your credit card company asking, is this you doing the transaction? Once your customer clicks yes, or they put in that security code, that means they can't call the credit card company back 2 weeks later saying, hey, I didn't run that transaction. I want my money back. So we've almost eliminated the possibility of even getting a fraud chargeback. Now, with that being said, you can still get a chargeback because there's also dissatisfaction and service not rendered. For any of those chargebacks, we actually have a chargeback mitigation team that fights all that for you. So instead of you dealing with trying to get paid for work you did 2 months ago, we fight for that on our side where you guys continue to build business. Right. What's also unique about our company is we just don't process credit cards. We also process fuel cards with Comdata and WEX. So for any government agencies you do business with, the amount of pay with a fuel card, they can now do that. And I know you guys are moving over into the heavy duty space. You're going to start need to accept those fleet checks. So instead of having to be on the phone to verify those fleet checks and take 5 or 10 minutes, they go through our platform in like 10 seconds. And I'm going to show you how all that works in the platform as well as our integration with Towbook. All right. So I'm going to share my screen and run through this really, really quickly with you. All right. So hopefully you guys can see my screen, right? This is our RollSync platform, but what I'm going to do is start over in Towbook since this is how you guys are dispatching and invoicing out, okay? So what you're currently doing in Towbook right now does not have to change. It'll operate the exact same way. The only thing we need to run the transaction through our secured rails is this call number 289. So I'm going to go over to my RollSync app and I'm just going to type in 2089. And what that's doing is actually bringing all the information for that particular call over into our RollSync secured rails. Now, we normally communicate with customers via text messages and cell phones, but today I'm going to send everything to my email just so we can follow the whole process online. All right. We've also attached a copy of your Tollbook invoice to the receipt. Now, for some of our customers that work with like a General or Allstate and they don't want their customer to see the full invoice, you can detach that per transaction just by clicking right there. All right. We'll hit import. And now these are all the ways that you can now take payment, right? But what 98% of our customers use is our remote checkout because remote checkout sends the link to the customer and allows them to put in their own information. So this is going to keep you and your company 100% PCI compliant because your driver never have to see the credit card, touch the credit card, or relay that information over the phone. All right. So we hit remote checkout, and our credit card rate is a flat 3.5%. So it doesn't vary based on card present or card non-present or whether it's a Visa or American Express. It is a flat rate. That way, that variable cost now becomes more of a fixed cost. And for those, most of our customers do push that fee to their customers. So you don't pay it, the customer actually pays it. But if there's ever a situation, I think you guys are currently doing that now. But if there's ever a situation where you cannot charge or have a contract with the customer and don't want to charge, you can turn it off per transaction just by clicking right there. All right. So if you can see this is $1,000 transaction, if they pay with a credit card, they're going to pay 1035. Or you can just eat the fee if you need to. All right. We'll hit confirm and check out. And this allows us to confirm who we're sending the invoice to. You do have the ability to get tips for your drivers, or at least give an option for them to get tips, right? And you can't confirm to see who we're sending the invoice to. So, for example, if you're towing a kid in college and his mom's paying the bill and she lives in North Dakota, you can send it directly to his mom or whoever is responsible for making payment. All right. We'll hit send recipient and your driver is done or your dispatcher's done. How we're going to set it up for it to work for you guys. Right. This little green arrow lets you know it's sent, but the gray box shows you it's currently unpaid. So on this part of our platform, you're either going to see gray showing it's unpaid, green showing it's paid, or you may see a red which shows it is declined. And if it is declined, with our platform, you can click right here and it tell you why it is declined. CV code is invalid. So it might just simply fat finger the number, right? Here's another one. Let's see what this one says. Card does not have enough funds to complete transaction. So they ain't got no money. You got to find another way of making payment. But we don't release the vehicle until this goes green. Now, I'm going to go to my email to show you what your customer sees from their perspective. So I go to my email and I already have my RoadSync invoice ready to be paid. So that shows you everything on our platform is real-time activity. There's no downtime. As soon as you send the link, they should get it 3 to 5 seconds later. We're going to put your company logo right here so to help with the branding. And now as your customer, I can click in here, view invoice and make payment. So once I click in, I can hit the drop box and I get the opportunity to see the full tow book invoice if I need to. And now I'll click in here and decide on how I want to make payment. If I do pay with a debit card or a credit card, we do let them know that this is a 3D secured transaction up front. It does give an option for tips if you guys want to get tips any kind of way. And now we can go over and I'm going to close this transaction with a money codes, right? So you can see how fast our fleet check option work. You no longer need to collect any paper checks. Everything is digital. We create a digital check number for you. And all they need to do is add in their express codes. They will already know. It does ask for a driver's license, but it doesn't have to be accurate. And it asks for the state. And as soon as they hit pay now, we verify if the funds are good. And then, bam, it lets the customer know that the payment is good. Thank you for your payment. We have also, if I go back to my email, we've also automatically emailed them a receipt for the payment they just made. If I go back to RoadSync, that now went from gray to green to let you know the payment is good. And even in Towbook, our call number 289 is now showing as paid. And if I click right here, it will tell you the difference between the convenience fee for the work that was actually done. That way, that doesn't show up as income for your company. It's actually an expense. So your reporting and your accounting will all be correct because we push information back up into Towbook. All right. Now I'm going to go back to my RoadSync app. You also have a digital copy of the receipt. So if someone was to call and say, hey, you did some work for me 2 weeks ago, can you send me a copy? We can simply text it to them or email it to them. And this is what the receipt will look like. You'll have your company logo up here at the top, your customer's information, and the Towbook invoice will be a PDF attached down here at the bottom. So all your documentation in one nice, neat place. And now that we have the money, of course, we also have to track the money. So we do build reports, and all of our reports actually download into Excel, like the greatest program in the world, because you can do everything with it. And now that it's in Excel, I have to stop sharing my screen and go back and share Excel so you guys can see it. All right, share Excel, bam. And now that we have it in Excel, we can let you know whether it was a fuel card, a remote checkout, a credit card. We can even track your cash even though we don't touch it. So it's one place at the end of the day that you can track everything instead of looking over here for credit cards, over here for fleet checks, everything consolidated into one. We've also done the calculation to break out the convenience fees. I know normally with Square, you get a big lump sum at the end of the month to say these are the fees that you paid. Our company, we're very transparent, so we let you know per transaction what the fees were and what were already paid by the customer. All right. And the great thing is that we do set this up on like a 30-day trial. So we'll set the entire platform up. We'll connect your Towbook. We'll even arrange time for trainings for your drivers and your dispatchers because implementation is very important for us. I'd rather them ask me questions than ask you. And our normal setup fee is $250 to set up the platform. But if you do the trial, As long as you run 8 transactions within that 30-day time frame, they will totally waive the setup fee whether you stay with us or not. So not trying to lock into something that won't work. The only fee on our account is $100 a month license fee, and that's regardless of how many users you have on it. A flat $100 a month. And we can even show you how we can make that beneficial where the customer is actually paying it. Because if you charge 4%, we charge 3.5, we give you back the rest. So every time they swipe the card, it eats away at the $100 a month, which really makes it more cost neutral for you. All right. So just wanted to throw this together. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and write those down. We can go back and forth via email, and I will follow up. I think Laura said call it on Wednesday. So we'll follow up, take care of any of those questions you guys have. All right. I appreciate your time. You guys have a great one. Peace.